Hello everyone, welcome to the Gen Founder Summit. Super excited to get this panel started, and thank you again for all of us who joined since yesterday. It's been just dynamic sessions back to back. Now it's another fun-packed day for founders, and we're super excited that there's so many of you over here. Oh my goodness, so I'm just inspired and amazed. But again, my name is Steven Rodriguez. I'm with the Global Entrepreneurship Network. Super excited to have you join us today. We're going to be talking a little bit about the Founder Summit, what we do at Gen for founders, and what better way to kind of showcase that as opposed to just telling you what we do, bringing on stage some of the amazing founders that have benefited from different programs over the years. So we're going to introduce you to each one. We got Pablo, Eirka, and Konstantin, but let's introduce them. Starting with Pablo, introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Steven. Thank you so much. Good morning for everyone to be here. I'm very happy to share our experience because I know that in this audience, this is a lot of founders that we have a lot of similarities. We have to have some inspiration. My name is Pablo Perez. I came from the south of the continent, from Chile. I'm very happy I participate, as Steven has mentioned before, in different programs to Gen. Now, we are here to spend a good time, to share our experience, to try to inspire in our possibility. And thank you so much, Steven. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Eirka. I'm very excited to be here, very grateful. I think in this moment we have to share our experience in the best way that you connect with us, because you're having the mindset of founder, and now it's something that we interact and we have this connection. So I'm very happy for this opportunity. Thanks, Steven, and thanks, everyone. Thank you.
Very good morning. My name is Konstantin, and I'm proud to be here. I honor to represent my country, Israel. I am a serial entrepreneur. I has privilege to invent and establish a few ventures. My last ventures was acquired by Harman Group. It's as part of the Samsung global concern. The moment for me joining Gen was 2017, while my venture was honored awarded by the Gen in Johannesburg during the Global Entrepreneurship Congress, while I received the honor. And this was my start exploring what the Gen is, and till today we are in this journey. So, in my case, Gen supported me in the honor, in the way to the honor, and right after the honor, you need to deliver, as we said, yeah. And Gen support me in this time to try to understand and to validate the product market fit for my venture. And eventually, after 1 year, I understand, after the honor award, I understand that my venture don't have a strong product market fit, and unfortunately, I decided to close my venture. And it is a part of our journey as entrepreneurs. We need to decide whether we feel as a failure closing the venture or not. Right after, I didn't put my hands in the pockets, and we with my team established an additional venture, which one 2 years ago was successfully acquired by Samsung, as I mentioned. So the Gen for me is a platform, I will guess, and a platform with the two major things, I think. First of all, of sharing the experience of each of other, trying to validate our ideas in different cultures, in different countries. And second, there's ways of connection to the other guys. That's mean wherever you are entrepreneur, you need to understand who is your customers is, and with this wonderful ecosystem, you can reach any customers by asking the Gen members to approach. In my case, I did it with our moderator, Steven, where I asked several times to introduce me to some organization, to some customers, and we successfully did it during my career.
Awesome, and wanted to just share. So Konstantin shared a little bit about some programs, what he's done with Gen. And before we get into Eirka and Pablo, how many of you by chance knew about Gen before this Congress? Raise your hand. You already knew about Gen. And how many of you are new? This is the first time you're hearing about us. Okay.
Wow.
Wow, a lot more. So just goes to the power of what this Congress does and why we even do them in the first place. We want to convene and get out there to meet you, the founders, so that we can see if and how we can help you. We're going to have a second part to this and an exercise because we're all about servant leadership and how can we better serve you. But first, we have different programs. They might have mentioned the Entrepreneurship World Cup or the Gen Starters Club, different programs that we do throughout the year, and there's different activities that we do. But for purposes of the next part, we're just going to share a little bit about the Entrepreneurship World Cup. How many of you have heard about that? Raise of hands. Okay. It's an annual competition, global in nature, and we have $1.5 million in prizes. It's for all founders, whether you're idea stage, early stage, growth stage, and guess what? It's non-dilutive funding. So again, it's something that we do for all of you. We kind of recruit the sources, the resources, and we try to give it to you and give you those experiences. But it sounds nice saying it, but let's hear from the two that kind of went through it and they actually went to the top 100, what that experience is like. So, Pablo, share a little bit more.
Yeah, you have mentioned two programs that I participate. I want to summarize. I want to add to another program. For instance, in my experience, my own experience, I participate in World Cup competition in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And I met a lot of founders in that competition, 100 countries, more or less, I remember. In that time, we keep in touch, and then I was invited to participate to Gen Founders Club. For instance, Gen's founders, some helping to you to participate by the WhatsApp group, some meetings. And the last year, I participate in GEC plus Puerto Rico. That is why I was invited. I saw my friend Pretty, who invited me to participate in Startup Huddle program. Startup Huddle program is a program inside the Gen ecosystem network that help some entrepreneurs who is starting their entrepreneurship, but they need some help for more experienced entrepreneurs. That is why once per month we have some sessions that in my role is to connecting some friends that has experience, that they are selling to another countries, they are founded to different startups. For instance, because it's very usual to start one entrepreneurship and then to close, starting another, or maybe some different lines, that I mean. That is the case that I am the honor to be the host local organizer for Startup Huddle Santiago, Chile. That is why connecting some startups with more experience who is starting now this journey. That is why it's a good example because, for instance, Eirka, maybe you can connect because we participate in another network for business. We are for neighbor countries, but we met in Saudi Arabia, we met in Puerto Rico and Peru now, but because I am traveling to Peru and she invited me, but in that opportunity it's not good be possible without the EWC. That is why we are connecting. We are connecting a good people, a good person, that we are creating a good network for you. This is why, in my opinion, is the best that Gene can offer to all of this audience today. The possibility to connect, to talk with the person who is behind you, very close to you, because you never knows that you see again and how to can improve your business. That's why I try to say my experience, Stevens. Thanks.
Yep. And so a few things there. One, we try to hyper-connect you through every engagement that we have, whether it's virtual or in person. Here, it's easy. We are connecting. You're surrounded by different folks, whether from the US or even across the world. Connect with these folks because you never know through serendipity what that can lead into. Maybe you're connecting with somebody in Peru and, oh snap, I want to get into Peru. How do I get into that market? That could be a connection point right there. You might connect with somebody like Ayla from Israel and like, oh, look, you're from Israel. You know, I've heard about Israel, but how do I connect there? So you never know who you're going to meet, and you want to make those connection points. The broader your connection network, the more opportunities that you can go expand into that. So this is just one of the ways. But the Entrepreneurship World Cup, I know Eirka has been a part of it as a top 100, so has Pablo, but can you share a little bit more about that and what that was like, going through the process?
Yes. Well, I'm from Peru. I have a startup, the name is Lateral, and it's based on research and creativity. So for me in Peru, we always want to be something global, and it was very difficult to enhance since Peru. So we have the opportunity to participate in the EWC World Cup to Jen. We went to Arabia. We were in the top 100. But the main thing I got to catch up of these experiences, the first things is the worst value thing in the life for me is the long-term relationships. Long-term relationship have to start in some way, in a moment, that is in the connection, in an ecosystem. So Jen provide you this ecosystem. It's for sure. You can stay in one place with people with around the world that is looking for something. We don't know what or why, but for something. So the first approach that for me is very useful and rich of this platform in Gen is to empathize with what is going to looking for anyone and how could I help you to enhance that. Because if you want for others something that you want for you is in some way, because we cannot control everything in the life, in some way it's going to back to you. So this platform of Gen is to connect not only with investor, that is very good opportunity, but with other startups, because with other startups that understand better your problem, your risk, your day by day, when they are in another reality ecosystem opportunities, they are going to give something. And I have an example. In EWC, we met with Pablo, with other startups, and then we see again in Puerto Rico. And in that opportunity, we connect in other way. It's not the way that only short term, long term. So we understand that they want to growth in the region. And Peru now is a country with many opportunities. And so I say, do you want to go to Peru? And they say, yes, why not? And now Pablo is part Chilean, part Peruvian, because he's having perhaps 3 potential business in Peru. I'm very happy to help him. And for that, I received some inside Gen opportunity of investment, but that was not for me. Exactly, because the investment are very specialized, and I understand that was not for me, and I keep in touch with other founder in Mexico that I think this opportunity is for her, and now it's going very good. So a founder connects another founders, corporate connect and other things. So you can to see this Gen opportunity as a platform of the first connection as to growing in the long-term connection. This is the objective, and I think that everything that you can keep of these opportunities is going to emerge. This is the word, emerge, and then to build. Thanks.
Yep, so Gen is a platform. We have various programs and events, but I wanted to highlight something that these folks have mentioned. You know, wherever they've connected from, you know, they've made connections and stayed in touch. So it's not just, hey, I'm going to join this and that's it. What do I do next? Well, no, we try to find ways to continue your journey, because it's a journey, because we are a family. This is the Gen family. So once you engage with us, we try to see, all right, what's the next step? And part of the next exercise is going to be, because we love to learn about you, the founders, and what you feel. What do you care about? When we think about sessions, topics, programming, what is it that you need? What are the challenges that you're facing? So for the second part of the exercise, we're going to ask you to write down, and you have some pens, some sticky notes, write down what it is that you need. Would you like to see more sessions on X? Would you like to see, a program that focuses on how to enter the market in Asia? Or would you like a program on how do I be better at retaining and training my talent, because I'm growing, so I don't know how to build a rock star team in that sense. So all those stickies and those pens, we want you first connect with each other, because that is the most valuable thing that we have here. Second, give us the ideas, because all the things that we do, we want to do it based on what you need, not what we think you need. So again, it's all based on what you tell us. So definitely leave, and those ideas that you write on those sticky notes, leave them in the table, because we're going to collect them, we're going to synthesize them, and when I'm thinking through the program for the year, okay, what is the next virtual workshop? What is the next touch point I want to have with you? I want it to be value add, something that you need in that sense. And of course, creating multiple connection points throughout the year. Now, they mentioned a few things, just to clarify. The Entrepreneurship World Cup, if you don't know what that is, it is an annual competition, $1.5 million in prizes. Second time I'm saying it, but it's the thing. And if you haven't applied, who has applied to the Entrepreneurship World Cup already? Okay, that means everybody else should apply. There's no reason not to apply. It's non-dilutive funding. And guess what? If you make it in the top 100, we fly you over to the global finals, which is Riyadh, Saudi Arabia this year. So there's no lose in this situation. So I implore you, apply, because Michael Jordan once said, and this is from him, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So why are you not taking the shot? You never know where it could lead you. So again, Entrepreneurship World Cup, deadline is June 30th, so definitely apply. Second thing, there's different programs like Startup Huddle. These are individual chapter-led meetups on the local level. In Pablo's case, there might be a local organizer. You can keep connecting through that local level, but if there's not one, what did Pablo do? He created one, and now he leads his chapter of Startup Huddle. So think of it that way. If there is not a chapter, maybe you want to start a chapter. Who knows? It's a great connection point and a great way to remain connected from a servant leadership perspective at Gen as well. And of course, Gen Starters. So what is Gen Starters, as Konstantin mentioned? That's how we stay connected. What is this Gen Founders? What is this programming that we do throughout the year? It is the Gen Starters Club. By you being a part of it, us here today, you're already part of the Gen Starters Club. That's it. There is no application or anything of that nature. We just make sure that we send you different programming and events so that you can stay involved throughout the year. Who has heard of Gen Starters? Who's part of it? You all are, because you're already here, right? Yeah, that was a great question. You're all part of the Gen Starters Club already. Now that's just left is, oh snap, Steven, where's my email? What's happening next month? Or what's happening in the next quarter? Okay, so you're all part of, who's part of Gen Starters Club? There we go. You're all part of it already. Definitely, before we switch into the exercise, because I want you all connecting, that's my goal for this session more than anything. Any last thoughts for these founders, both from, just the life of a founder in general, but two, what to expect for the next 2 days at GEC? What do you recommend that they do so they get the most out of this?
I will take this. You have wonderful sessions to be presented with the genius moderators. Please try to visit and learn from these sessions. It's the first of things, and I guess this is a major goal of this, one of the major goals of this conference. Second, stay connected. Try to understand what you are looking for in the partner. what is your target in this conversation? Is it the product, just to validate your product? If it's a market, just to understand the culture of your potential market. Try to communicate it. Try to navigate. I want to add that the Gen is also it's not stable. It's a startup but the organization, the improving since my 2017 relationship. They improve their platform. Yeah. So nowadays this Gen Space, where I'm will recommend my organization I involved related to space to apply for the venture, and so it's continuously update the content, the verticals, and our goal as entrepreneur to take this platform to see the door open and to enter and to build something valuable. That's my intake here.
And just to interject before Eirka and Pablo, have you looked at the investors track? There's lots of investors. Who's trying to raise? Who's trying to raise money? Great. Look at the investors track. Who are the investors coming to speak? And this is my sales mindset. Okay, how do I talk to them? No, they're going to be at a session. Let me wait at the end and say hi, and boom, get your connection. So be in that always fanatical prospecting in some way. All right, but I digress.
Yes. Well, it's not an advice. It's my experience. I think it's important to try to connect with people that you are not used to, because this is the shot. This is the opportunity. So, for example, in Latin America, we used to be all together in Latin environment, but it's usually better to interact and connect with people that are different from you, because the opportunities, the platform is here, the structure is here, but the opportunities only depends on you. No, so it's important to have the knowledge to participate in all the activities, to organize your time, and to opportunity to talk about your idea, which different people, to know other opinions, point of view, markets, and everything. I think it's very valuable and enrichable for this.
On my side, I want to add to my friends to have mentioned before. It's the opportunity, and always all of this audience, it's a part of a startup ecosystem. Your business is related for different focus, but our final goal is to scale, is to create an innovation, is to create not only in one place, in one region. That is why that Eirka has told. It's important to talk and validate, because not always, if you are thinking to always to sell your services, your product, you are using only one part of the connection of the network. It's important to validate. It's important, for instance, to talk about to your partner, your colleagues who is very close to you, because when you are starting to talk, when you are starting to say, I am doing that, this is my service. In our case, we are using artificial intelligence, computer vision in energy sector, for instance. But what happened in the energy sectors in other regions, in North America, in Africa, in Europe, in Asia? That is why it's important in LATAM, we are using this kind of services, we are using this kind of technology. But if you get the opportunity to talk and validate, it's possible to have you have the connection, you have the network. It's the only that you need is to use, and then to go and starting to doing business, because this is not only one way. This is a different several ways to obtain more clients, to profit. Because, for instance, I am planning. We are from neighbor countries, Peru and Chile, but we have some difference in laws, from difference in how to approach for the first time when you are going to talk with some potential client. But that is why, if you have the network, but you have some advice to obtain to you, you have everything to have the success. That is why my recommendation for all of you. Thanks.
All right, and thank you all. And I definitely want to give a little chance because our president, Jonathan Ormans, is here on stage, and love to give him a chance at a few words because he cares about you. This is why we're here, for all of you. Thank you. Here, John.
I'll just use this for a minute, Stephen. That's great. No, I wanted to interrupt and add to what you were adding to, okay? And this is a very unusual thing for me to doing. Any of you heard me, I'm not the kind of guy that stands up and gives a plug for anything, but I'm going to stand up and give another plug to what Stephen mentioned. Not enough of your hands went up when you said that you'd entered the Entrepreneurship World Cup, okay? And I'm going to tell you why I think that's one of the things you need to be doing, because if you like this network, and trust me, I've just come from meeting with a lot of investors. Jeff leads so many of our communities to support founders, and we are founder first. So you guys are the epicenter. You're as Brad will tell us again tonight, you are the leaders, we're just the feeders, okay? But entrance into our community where we can actually be more useful for you starts with you entering the Entrepreneurship World Cup. And the reason for that is not just because it makes you eligible to win a lot of money and get involved with our investors and networks, it's because that's when we actually study what you're doing, see what you're doing, and work out, without you giving a specific request, who are the people we can connect you to and how can we be helpful to you? But right now, often we don't have enough information about you. So Stephen is probably not, he's not going to be as shameless as I am, but I'm going to say, I'm going to ask each of you to make sure while you're here, you can do it online while you're sitting in this room, please enter the Entrepreneurship World Cup because it'll help us learn more about your company, what you're doing. If you want, how many of you came to Riyadh last year for our global finals? Anybody in the room was there? Ooh, okay, good. We have such a new audience here, but we have several of our finalists last year, and they'll tell you, the 100 people that we flew in for that will tell you it was the most extraordinary week. So anyway, I wanted to add that in, but most importantly to say thank you all for being here. Please give us lots of feedback about how we can make this useful and helpful to you, and I'll look forward to meeting more of you over the course of the week. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Jonathan. And let's get up to this amazing panel of founders just like you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
So for the remainder of the session, like I mentioned, we want to get to know what you care about. What topics, if we're going to do a session, we're going to spend time. And for me, time is money. So time is valuable. So before we think about any programming, talk to each other first. Say, hi, my name is so. This is what I do. But here's what I would really like to see in the next year. Maybe it's a program on X. Or, oh, snap, I saw this other community do this. Let me jot that down because they did it great. So let's see if Jen can do it too. So write down ideas in those sticky notes and leave them there. If you have more than one idea, even better, because we just want ideas. And so that we can leverage that for how we plan the year, okay? And again, who's part of the Gen Starters Club? Show of hands. Yes, all of you are. So super excited, and we'll be walking around, and we'd love to see your ideas. So thank you again, and enjoy the rest of the GEC. Appreciate you all.